Hello, my beautiful co-creators of the new paradigm. Thank you all for tuning in here. My name is Vitika. I'm an intuitive and a channeler. And I just wanted to take this little moment to let you know these are really accelerated times of transformation. And since we are so close to Halloween and also in Central America, Dias das Muertas, there are really interesting things going on our planet in these times that you can take advantage of wherever you are on the world. For instance, in my country, Halloween isn't being celebrated, nor is Dias das Muertas. We don't really have a similar type of celebration of this specific idea, reaching out to those that have passed over our loved ones and celebrating in that way. There is, however, a Catholic event that comes close to it, but it's not like the whole country is up and about celebrating this in a very deep and intense way. It's more something that here and there, very locally and very small, happens in some villages and smaller towns. It's very different from Central America, where everybody is aware of this is the thing that's going on, and it's very different from places where Halloween is a real holiday and people dress up and go into the street, and it has become a festival for all ages. Why am I bringing this up? Because every single year that these things are happening worldwide, you can tap into the energy vibration of the areas where these festivities are taking place. Because, as Arjun has explained recently in a Dutch video, I'm sorry, English-speaking people, but in a Dutch video, he explained that whenever we as a collective choose to tune in with the idea of the afterlife in such a specific way, we in fact create a lot of momentum to, in a sense, thin the veil that we collectively keep in place. It is because of our belief systems, it is because of how we choose to think about how connected we are to those that have, as we say, departed. It is because of that how accepted the idea of contact with people in the afterlife is in any society. Now, I've started to notice this even without consciously tapping into areas that were having these type of celebrations, that for a few years in a row around that time frame, the beginning of November, I would feel this big uptick in the intensity of the lucidity of my dreams, and I would feel this very clear interaction taking place, as if I got this like immediate reflection of the thinning of the veil. And the first time that I actually realized that this was coinciding with these type of holidays taking place more in Central America, North America, I was surprised. I was like, wow, really? And in a recent transmission, like I just said, Arjun has explained that this actually is connected. So you don't have to actually live in these areas to feel the quote-unquote benefits of it, or should I say the effects, because maybe not everybody sees that as a benefit. I don't know, this will be up to you. But if you are curious about training your lucidity in your dreams, I can only say these are highly potent times to do so. Setting intentions before you go to bed, even this can be really helpful. Imagining before you go to sleep that by the morning you will be able to remember your dream. Imagining yourself remembering your dream as easily as you are now able to remember what you did yesterday, for instance, or another thing that you remember very easily, something that you enjoyed perhaps so much that it feels like, oh, it was just a moment. It seems like it was only a moment ago that either you spoke to this friend or you were at that and that destination. If you compare the energy vibration of these memories with the desire to remember a dream and you equal them out in your definitions, then that may actually help smooth out the way for you to actually remember your dreams, because you're basically programming your rational mind and letting it know that it could be just as easy as that to remember a dream. You just have to imagine yourself doing it, and then imagine yourself smiling about that or being intrigued by that. This is an exercise that you can repeat before you go to sleep imagine it as vividly as you possibly can, then just completely drop it. Have no expectations. Don't insist on where this ought to lead you, and see what comes to you in the morning. And what also definitely helps is don't immediately get up. The snooze button is, I don't know, it's the lifesaver for those who wish to learn how to recall their dreams more detailed. Another tip actually may sound a little odd. Most people don't like this, but is to drink a glass of water before you go to bed. And well, obviously you can probably imagine what that may lead to. You will probably have to get up somewhere in the night to pee. So when you have to get up in the middle of the night, when you go back to bed, similar to when you hit the snooze button, you give yourself a re-entry into the dream realm where you are more on top of things with the rational mind. So let's say that the scanning device, your lucidity scanning device, is more easily at hand when you allow yourself to, for a moment, wake up and fall back asleep again. Now, if you don't feel like going to the bathroom, even though I must say it is very effective to actually have to get out of bed and back into it, changes something in your energy vibration when you actually get up and then go back to bed. But if you don't feel like doing that, you could of course put the alarm at, 4 a.m. in the morning or 3 a.m. and then you will have to turn it off again to get the rest of the hours of sleep that you feel you need. And then in that second half of the night, you may feel so much more lucidly aware of what you're dreaming that by the time you wake up, it will be much easier to recall all of these dreams. There are many more tips that I could give you. For me, this is something, it happens quite naturally, but I have explored how to become more lucid of my dreams and how to identify what was going on. This was more where my fascination was at. Ever since the age of around 12, and we didn't have internet yet. Can you believe it? Oh my goodness. So I'd actually go to the library and get books on the subject. I liked to read about these topics a lot when I was younger. That and astrology and other things that had to do with the stars and the unseen realms of our reality and what lies beyond what we can see. So that fascination has always been there because I knew it existed and I just wanted to understand it more deeply. So I just really wanted to share that so that everybody knows whether you are celebrating Halloween or not so much. You can use the tidal wave that is rippling over the planet right now to deepen your own multidimensional awareness and expansion in a profound way, if you wish. Of course, you can do this at any time, but if there's a lot of momentum going, why not ride the wave, right? Do with this whatever you like and have fun with it, most importantly. Other than that, I would like to take this moment to share a few event announcements with you. The first one, upcoming, channeling Arjun and Yahyel on the subject of, this is a hard one to pronounce for me, but here it comes, Bandwiths of Perception, will be upcoming Sunday, November 6th, 2022. This will be a live stream event between 8 p.m. and 10:15 p.m. Central European Time. I will put a link in the video description below so that you can find more information on this upcoming event and where you can buy your tickets if you are curious about this subject. As far as I understand at this moment, Arjun will dive into, obviously, bandwidths of perception, but with an emphasis on the idea of the shifting of paradigms, how we move through this individually and collectively. What are the mechanics beneath these shifts and how can we apply them in our own personal lives as well? So that's what that live stream event will be about. And then another heads up for all the Dutchies who have been following me here on this channel and who have no problem whatsoever following along in English. Most of you do not know yet that there are also monthly events in Dutch. So these events are the result of a almost 2 years now ongoing collaboration with a platform called Lichtwerkers Nederland. And by now there is an audio library with about 24 1.5 hour in-depth events on there that all cover one specific subject. So it's a Q&A setup with Arjun. People can send in their own questions, and every single time we try to cover as many as we possibly can. And then it's released at a specific date, usually towards the end of the month. So for anybody who wasn't aware of this just yet, I thought, how about I mention those as well? Because I never did. I never took a moment to actually announce that particular collaboration so far. So whether you're Dutch or whether you're English, and whether you are looking for more material, channeled material by Arjun that is specific to the point and contains channeling only. These are some sources of information that you can choose to dive into if you would like to learn more. So yeah, other than that, I am so super grateful for your presence, for your being on earth, and I am so filled with trust that whatever we are moving through right now is absolutely perfect, that everything is perfectly in place, that where you are is exactly where you're supposed to be, that love and acceptance are the highway to more acceleration of everything else that's going on. I feel blissfully centered right now in this moment, and I just wanted to let you know we all have constant access to that energy vibration within ourselves. So do you. Whatever is going on in your life, it's all perfect. It is all perfect, even if it doesn't look like that right now on the surface level. And the moment we can sink into that level of surrender, paradoxically, that's when the practical solutions and the answers and the thing that we think we've been seeking, quote unquote, out there, suddenly can come to us and just flood in and bring us everything that the rational mind feels it needs so badly. So for whoever needed that, I just felt I had to add this to the end of this video. And yeah, I just love you all so much. I'm so grateful for your presence. And I know we've got this. We've got this. Love you. See you in the next one, and perhaps at the upcoming events. Bye!